All right. Let's get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Sunrise Flow with Blue Point Yoga. I'm Casey. So my gift to all of you in this season of giving and giving thanks is my free Sunrise Yoga class to all of you. So I hope that you enjoy. To begin, let's get started in a comfortable seated position. You can start with your legs crossed and your eyes closed. And really take in the sounds of silence. And what do I mean by that? So everything is a constant distraction in our world. We're always getting notifications. We're always getting interrupted by work, by phone, by family, by whatever is going on, calendars, etc. But I invite you to find the stillness within. Pay attention to the quietness within your own body. And that doesn't mean that your mind has to be quiet necessarily. It just means there are pockets of quietness and stillness within you that you can go to at any time that you need them. So listen to your heart. Listen to the whoosh of air coming in and out of your lungs, down to your extremities. Listen to the sounds of your belly. Feel the temperature of the air kissing your skin. And what else can you feel? What else do you notice in this quietness, stillness within you? Can you name them? Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. And feel free to keep your eyes closed if you'd like through these next couple of postures, but start to twist open to your left. You might even open your eyes slightly, trying not to force yourself into any sort of shape that you think you need to go in, but rather just coming into a seated twist over to your left. On your inhale, come back to the center. On your exhale, twist open to your right. On your in breath, unwind, come back to the center. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, placing your left fingertips down by your left hip. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lean up and over to your left. Keep pressing your sits bones, those 2 navi points underneath the fleshy part of your bum, into the mat beneath you. Keep stretching over with your right side body. On your inhale, come back up, release your right arm, raise your left arm up towards the ceiling, right fingertips outside your right hip, take a big breath in. And then exhaling up and over to your right, stretching through your left side body, keeping those sits bones connected to the earth. So for today's class, we're going to focus on back bending as well as opening up through our thighs, our quadricep muscles. So as we move into our next part of class, I encourage you to take care of yourself and to only go as far as your body is ready. Inhale, come upright, release your fingertips to the earth. And then slowly blink your eyes open if they were closed and meet me onto hands and knees. So coming into a tabletop position. So rather than doing a traditional round of cat and cow, we'll play here. And again, only go as far as you're ready. So have your fingertips spread wide, wrists are slightly ahead of your shoulder. On your inhale, lift your right knee off the mat slightly and kick your foot. So the sole of your foot is facing up towards the ceiling. And notice that here your back starts to arch. You might even sink a little bit further down. So this is going to be our cow pose. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose and round through your upper back. It doesn't matter if your knee reaches your nose. This is going to be our cat spine. Inhale, kick your right foot back. Exhale, round, come into your cat. Let's do one more on this side. Inhale, kick. Exhale, round. Nice. Releasing your knee down. We'll switch over to the left side. So lift your left knee slightly. Inhale, kick your foot, arch through your spine. Exhale, round, cat spine. Inhale, kick, cow. Exhale, cat. One more, inhale. And exhale. And draw your knee down to the mat. Walk your knees out to the edges of your mat and sink your hips down for child's pose. So as you're in your child's pose, maybe wiggling your hips side to side, maybe rocking your forehead side to side. And again, come back to that quiet stillness within you. We're going to move fairly quickly, so I want you to pay attention to calm within. On your next in-breath, come back to tabletop position. All right, so lifting your right knee slightly off the mat, kick your right foot back, and then really do arch. Kick your foot up. Nice. And then lower your right knee, lift your left, and kick up. Really arch. Beautiful. Nice. And then instead of releasing your knee down, extend your left leg. Spin so you come down onto the sole of your left foot. Extend your right leg out, bring your right palm in, and open your left arm up. Reach towards the ceiling. So lean into your right wrist, into your right palm. Start to lift your left foot off the earth. Bend into your left knee. Maybe reach for your left foot with your left hand. You don't have to touch. If you do touch, kick your left foot into your left hand. So we're coming into a quadricep stretch. Again, it doesn't matter if you touch your foot or not. It's the act of reaching back, the act of reaching and kicking. If you're holding onto your foot, softly release your leg, extend it out. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling and then turn back to the center. Nice. This time, let's kick our right foot back again. Extend your right leg, spin your right foot down, kickstand your left leg, left palm to the center. Open your right arm up to the ceiling. Nice. Lean into your left hand, lift your right foot. Beautiful. Kick your right foot back, maybe reach with your right hand to grab a hold of your foot. Again, doesn't matter if you touch it or not. It's an act of reaching. And if you grab a hold of your foot, kick your foot into your hand. Breathe. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Softly extend your right foot back. Roll on to all fours to the front of your mat. And shake out your hips. You might even turn your wrists around. Maybe shake out your arms. All right. So I said we're going to move a little bit faster, right? So when you're ready, flip your palms over, tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips, come into down dog. Start pedaling out your feet, bending and straightening right and left knee. Nice. On your in-breath, extend your left leg high to the sky. On your out-breath, step your left foot forward towards the top of your mat. Lower your right knee to the earth. Come up to a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So draw your right hip forward, really draw it forward, sinking your pelvis down to the earth, and then reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Nice. And then pull your thumbs back. This is actually our fifth back bend, but pull your thumbs back. Maybe your gaze lifts. Start to feel what's going on in your right quadricep. Saying right and quad together doesn't always go very well. Sometimes combine them together and then sprinkle your fingertips down to the earth. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee and step forward to the top of your mat. So walk your feet slightly together. On your inhale, come up halfway. Hands to shins, knees or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. In breath, lengthen your spine. Out breath, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time, let's spiral our arms out and up. Come all the way up to standing, fingertips reach. As you exhale, dive right back down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your left toes back, lower your left knee. Sweep your arms out and up for your low lunge. Draw your hip forward, sink into your left, to your full pelvis, but sink forward, feeling the stretch into your general area of your left quadricep. Draw your thumbs back, gaze lifts. Notice how the dynamic changes of this posture when we do this. Nice. Bring your fingertips down, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and step your right foot back to meet your left. Come into high plank. Shift your shoulders forward of your wrists, hug your elbows in, and send them back as you come all the way down to your bellies. Palms are about chest height. On your inhale, press your hips into the mat, lift your spine, come up a little bit for cobra pose. Exhale back down to your belly. Inhale, back bend, come up to cobra pose. Keep a bend in your elbows. Exhale, lower. One more time, in breath, lift up. Out breath, lower. This time, come through tabletop and then exhale, down dog. Nice. Inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot forward, lower your left knee. Sweep your arms out and up as you come into your low lunge. Draw your thumbs back. Sink a little bit further. Bring your fingertips down to the earth, tuck your left toes, step your left foot forward to the top of your mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, spiral your arms out now. Exhale, float right back down. In breath, lengthen your spine. Out breath, lower. Nice. Step your step your right toes back, lower your right knee. I'm skipping ahead. Come into your low lunge. And draw your thumbs back, gaze looks up. Nice. Sprinkle your fingertips down. Tuck your right toes. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Lower down all the way to your bellies. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, lower. Two more back bends here on your bellies. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Through tabletop and then downward facing dog. Beautiful. And find the calm, soothing stillness within you. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop, step, skip, jump forward to the top of your mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down through your feet to rise all the way up, fingertips reach. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, come into chair pose. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, hop, step, skip, jump back to plank. Lower down through vinyasa, your choice. You can come all the way down to your bellies. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Nice. Inhale, lift your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot forward and spin your right heel down about 45 degrees, and then rise up, warrior one. Just keep pressing down through the blade edge of your right foot. Keep bending into your left knee. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, lean over your left thigh, lift your right heel, and then come into warrior three. And then see if you can step your right toes back. Come into a high lunge, sweep your arms out and up, big breath in. Big breath out, fingertips down to the mat. Step back to plank. Flow through or not your own vinyasa. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step forward for a warrior one. So step your right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, warrior one. Again, we're pressing into the knife edge of our back foot. Bending into our right knee. Let's bring your hands to heart center. Take a full cycle of breath in and out. Nice. Lean forward over your right leg, come up onto your left tippy toes, and then fly into your warrior three. Step your left toes back, sweep your arms out and up, big breath in, big breath out, bring your hands down to the earth, step back to plank, blow through a vinyasa of your choice. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Standing forward, fold. In breath, lengthen your spine. Out breath, lower. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, float forward, hands down, step back. Hop, skip to plank, flow through a vinyasa, your choice. Adding on, inhale, sweep your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot forward, spin your right heel down. Rise up, warrior one. Nice, hands to heart center, lean forward. Come into your warrior three, extending your right foot back. Step your right toes back behind you, sweep your arms out and up. Nice, bring your hands back to heart center. So, we're going to migrate into a dancer's pose. So let's start by drawing our right knee in towards our chest. Nice. And then kick your right foot back. Maybe grab a hold of your right foot, your right ankle. Draw your inner thighs towards one another. If you want, you might reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And then it's this action of kicking your right foot into your right hand. That's what guides you to lean forward. Beautiful. Nice. When you're ready, softly release, come to standing tall at the top of your mat. Bend your knees, sink your hips, come into chair pose. Forward fold, in breath, lengthen the spine. Out breath, fold, plant your hands, hop, step, skip, jump back to plank, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step your right foot forward, swing your left heel down. Open up, warrior one. And come back to that calm, soothing stillness within you. What do you hear? Is it the whoosh as you come up? Is it your heartbeat racing, pumping? What is it? Get curious. Hands to heart center. Lean over your right leg, lift your left heel, and then flow into your warrior three balance pose. When you're ready, step your left toes back. Sweep your arms out and up, coming into your high lunge. Nice. Bring your hands to your heart as we draw our left knee in towards our chest. So get your balance here. And if that means you have to tap down and come back up, that's all good. All good here. When you're ready, kick your left foot back. Maybe grab a hold of your left foot or ankle with your left hand. If you do that, draw your inner thighs towards one another. Then if you want, maybe lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. And that kicking action, left foot into left hand, is what guides you to lean forward. And then when you're ready, stand tall at the top of your mat, Tadasana. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, hop, step, skip, jump back to plank. Flow through a vinyasa, your choice. Then come back to down dog. All right, on your inhale, lift your left leg high to the sky. As you exhale, slide your left knee behind your left wrist, facing your shin down on the mat. So somewhere between parallel to the short edge of your mat and sort of diagonal. And then extend your right foot back. Prop up underneath your left hip as much as you need to bring the ground to you. You're coming to pigeon prep. And surprisingly, we have not gotten to our peak pose yet. This is going to help us to get there. And then, if you want, you might lower down onto your forearms. You might tuck your chin in towards your chest. You might even close your eyes here. Listen to the sounds of your body. What do you hear? And try not to judge them. Maybe your heart is pumping a little bit faster. Maybe you can feel the pulsation in your body. Maybe your breath is a little more shallow. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Just observe, and where can you find those pockets of calm, soothing softness? If you're leaning forward, press your palms down to straighten through your elbows. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, shift forward into your left shin so you can move any props out from underneath you, and then step back to a down dog. Some of you might like to flow through a vinyasa. Some of you might like to circle through your hip, opening your hip up. Yogi's choice. Do what you need that feels right for you. Once you're back in down dog, inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, slide your right knee behind your right wrist, bringing your shin down to the earth. Tuck your left toes so you can extend your left leg back. Again, prop up underneath your hip to bring the ground to you as much as you need. And some of you might not need anything. And then when you're ready, you can start to lower down. And your next inhalation, lift your torso upright. Exhalation, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, slide forward, move any props out from underneath your head. And then either flow through probably your last vinyasa this class. Maybe you'd like to just circle through your hips. Yogi's choice. And then once you're back in down dog, let's all lower down to our knees. And I recommend grabbing a blanket or a towel to put underneath your knees. So our peak pose is camel pose. So we've done all this opening up of our quads, thighs, we've done some hip opening. We've also done some back bending. A dancer's pose is also a back bend because we reach back even if you don't touch your foot. So I also recommend if you have blocks or things at home, like books, thick hardcover books, so you can put near your ankles, that might also be helpful here. So before we come into our camel variations, I'm just standing on your blanket, on your knees, bringing your hands to your hips. You might even place your hands on your thighs. So if you're like me, when I get up like this, I tend to clench my butt really tight. So you will need a little bit of your butt muscles. See if you can relax some of them. You don't need to be like, it's so hard. You just need to grip a little bit. So see if you can soften them slightly. All right, so keeping length in your front body, we'll take a big breath in. As you exhale, you're just going to lean back. You're just going to slide back, lean back into your quadriceps. It might be helpful to hold to your hips, hold on to your thighs, and then come back. We're just going to rock back and forward. I just want you to feel what it feels like in your thighs. So then rock back, keeping your gaze looking forward, and then come back up. Nice, let's do one more. Nice, and then come back up. Let's sit down on our heels for a moment. Let's roll one ear to one shoulder. Roll your chin to your chest. And then your other ear to your other shoulder. Nice. On your inhale, come back up to your knees. All right, so I'll give 3 variations of a camel pose. The first one is to take your palms, place them on the small of your back, like you're tucking your hands into jean pockets. As you do that, roll your shoulders away from your ears, draw your elbows towards one another. So again, we're thinking length through our front body, pressing into your low back. On your inhale, use your hands to guide your hips forward, and then maybe you start to lean back slightly. Maybe look up. And breathe. Always the most important part of any pose is that you continue to breathe. And then when you're ready, keep your hands on your jean pockets, come upright, and then sit down on your heels. Let's twist open to our right. Come back to center, twist open to your left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, come up onto your knees. All right, so our hands in our jean pockets is the starting point. So let's bring our hands to our jean pockets, getting ourselves ready, rolling your shoulders back and away from your ears. Think length in your front body. Take a breath in and then press your hips forward. Hands in your jean pockets. Maybe start to look up. Maybe you'd like to reach one hand back for one heel. I have really short arms, so here's where it's nice to grab a block. Maybe you'd like to reach back for the other block. If you need to, you always put your hands back on your low back before you come up. So hands on your low back, come upright, and then sit back down on your hands. This time, let's tuck our chin in towards our chest, lengthen through the back of our neck. When you're ready, come back on up onto your knees. This is our last round of camel. So using what you know, again, hands on your back, jean pockets, you're tucking them in. That's always like the most important part, is that we're supporting our lumbar spine as we come back up. If you want, you can continue doing what we've been doing. Another option is actually to start on your shins, having your blocks by your feet, and then you could push your hips forward. So that's another option if you want to try that. So you've got all the tools that you need. So when you're ready, you're inhaling, you're extending, you're lengthening through your spine, and you're pushing your hips forward. If you're coming from the kneeling position on your shins, that's when you're going to push up. And then always bringing your hands to your low back, and then come upright and sit down on your heels. This time, tuck your chin in towards your chest. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way onto our backs. Move your blanket towel off to the side. Once you get there, keep your left foot flat on the mat, drawing your right knee in towards your chest. And then extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. You might lace your fingertips behind your right thigh. You might roll through your right ankle. You might point your toes, flex, roll through your ankle. And then gently use your right hand to guide your right leg out slightly to the side, out to the right. It doesn't have to go very far. We're just seeing how we're doing. We're opening up through our thighs, through our inner thighs. And then draw your right knee, right leg back to the center. Extend your left leg long along your mat. And then roll onto your left outer hip as you reach your right foot up and over. You might need to bend into your knee if you're like me, I'm near the wall. But we're rolling onto our left hip, coming into our reclined spinal twist. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes here. And again, observing your body, observing how you're feeling. On your next in-breath, roll on to your back, hug both of your knees in towards your chest. And then lower your right foot to the earth. Pull your left knee in towards your chest, and then extend your left leg up towards the ceiling point, and extend your toes, roll through your ankle. And interlace your hands behind the back of your left thigh. Then take your left hand and gently guide your left leg out to the left. Doesn't have to go very far, just enough so you can feel something in your inner thighs. And bring your left leg in towards the center. Extend your right leg if not already. And then let's roll on to our right outer hip as we bring our left leg over to the right. On your inhale, roll onto your back, hug both of your knees in towards your chest. And then either stay there or pull your knees towards your outer hips, coming into a happy baby pose. You may grab a hold of your big toes, the inner arches, the outer soles of your feet. You might rock side to side if you're in happy baby pose or knees to chest. You might decide you'd like to straighten your knees, straighten your legs in whatever shape you're taking. And then do bring your knees in towards your chest once again. Hug your knees in tight, tight, tight. Lift your chin slightly so you can come into more of a ball shape. We're not doing anything in particular here, just rounding through our back to counter all the back bending we did. And then when you're ready, release your head, release your feet, and come into your final resting pose, your variation of Shavasana. Allowing your eyes to close once you've settled into whatever shape and orientation you're taking. Take in the sound of silence. Even as the world is running in chaos and running amok. Know that there's a sanctuary inside of you always. There are always pockets of stillness, calm, soothing quietness within you. A place we can retreat to at any time, even when our minds are swirling with thoughts. Begin to deepen your breathing. Wiggle your finger and your toe. Let that movement grow into rolling wrists and ankles. Maybe turning your head side to side in a no motion. Maybe you'd like to sweep your arms up overhead, pointing your fingers away, maybe even pointing your toes away for a full body stretch. And then when you're ready, bringing your knees in towards your chest and rolling onto your side, coming into fetal posture. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft, press yourself up to a seated position. Bringing your hands together at your heart. As a sign of my gratitude, I'll bow slightly forward. Thank you all so much for practicing with me and each other. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. I hope that you have a lovely day. Thank you.